Oh, well, hello, all my wonderful brothers of the Maverick Nation, and, this is the Dark Star Maverick, and, I felt good about myself today, because, I just finished, part, 4, I believe, part 3 or 4 or whatever. Hmm. One, two, one was the origin, two was the beginning, and then the next thing. I think this is, freaking, uh, part 5, maybe? The hell if I know. It probably is part 5. If it's part 4, well, damn it. Damn it all hell. I am in the belief that, uh just let me check something so I don't look like I'm freaking idiot. So actually, this is part 4, not part 5. I am a complete, total idiot. Uh, Either that or I just have terrible memory, lost problems. This is, part 4. Because the origin story, then the beginning of the story, then the next part, which ended with the sports festival and some very depressing shit, and then some very heartwarming stuff with Bakugo and Izuku. Yes, uh, being conjoined as family. Yeah, that's right. Uh, Izuku is now Izuku Midoria Tiatsuki because of the whole ordeal with his house and his mother that happened in part 3. So basically now we have to start off with things. Basically the whole internship and agency thing would go how it usually would probably go. Nothing would really change all that much there. Though people would think it weird that, you know, Izuku and Bakugo. You know what I mean? Just they would get looks like across from the street. Like Izuku would like get some very strange looks from people, and Bakugo he would kind of stare at them back, and then they would just stop staring in general. They'd be like, probably we should probably stop staring. Just like he'd be like, yeah, you have a problem with it? It's like, yeah, Bakugo would like, even though he knows that Izuku is like stronger than him, like Izuku is like stronger than him. Uh, he would still try to take on the protective big brother role, but he would also sort of do like he's a protective big brother, but he's also the kind of big brother that would like mess with you, kind of like my dad's big brother, the Tom, my uncle Tom. He was from what my dad has told me, he was that kind of big brother. Like, not really anything of the protective side, but definitely mess with you. Like, Bakugo would basically be like, he would be protective big brother, but he would also be the kind of big brother that would probably like to mess with Izuku. But it would be less like bullying messing and more just like yeah, hey, Izuku, like, you know what I mean? It'd be less bullying and more just messing around. And he would also have that protective side to him. So basically, basically that would go as in the original with the extra stuff added in that I just mentioned there, with the whole internship and agency thing. And then we get to the part with the hero killer Stain, and how he basically decided to give Ida a whole little face meets pavement, the whole face meets pavement treatment. He decided to give Ida a good dose of that, a good several doses of it actually, and he was also about to give Ida a whole like sword meets face treatment too, either face or chest, whichever he felt like. And that's whenever it's like Izuku and Bakugo both see this, and Izuku's like, you don't need to protect me, I got this. And Bakugo's like, okay. Like, by now, Bakugo should have been able to guess that Izuku would know what he would try to do. And, like, Izuku was just like, hey, you, over there. And the hero killer is like, hey, it's this guy. This guy, I think I remember seeing you. And he's just like about to thrash Izuku. And Izuku's just like, oh, another one of these dunderheads again. And he's just like, how about I try something a little new with Puppet Master? See this? Now you don't. And and then all of a sudden Stain is like, oh, why can't I move my body? And then he's like, up and down, up and down. And then it's just like freaking Stain is like just like, what's happening to my body? And then Stain is just uh, whoop. Like Stain is just getting like complete and total body whiplash. He has no idea what the hell's going on with his body, and he's just like, make it stop. And Izuku's just like, fine. And he just like freaking roundhouse kicks him in the face. And Stain is just like, thank you for finally finishing the torture. Stop. And so basically that's done with. Basically, he decided to play a little bit of some operation with Stain's organs. A little bit of a sort of a demonic parasito that uh freaking Izuku decided to cook up there. And well, after that happens, like it's another day, and well, Izuku wanting to go out and get some fresh air while Bakugo is still eating breakfast. It's a it's not too early in the morning, but it's early enough. They were eating breakfast. Izuku got finished first, and he decided he wanted to go out, but he just phew, the freaking flying Nomu, and he just picks him up and then drops him somewhere, and he just hears this voice. Ah, yes, Izuku Midoriya. And Izuku's like, nope, not having any of that. I was like, crap. Like, Izuku was like, okay, what do I do now? And like, the voice is like, I am all for one. And Izuku was just like, all for one? And then basically everything happens like in canon, sort of ish. And then we get to the whole thing with the final exam and then like the field trip. Like Izuku does pretty good on the final exam, and he knows Bakugo's gonna pass because Bakugo is Bakugo. Plus now they're kind of interconnected, intertwined, and then they go on the whole field trip where Izuku eventually meets Koda, and then All for One kind of tries like a mind trick, but Izuku stops that pretty fast by somehow magically being able to suppress All for One's powers, and he's just like, "What the hell?" And Izuku was like, "So this is the power of suppression. Not too bad, demon. Not too bad." And basically, Koda takes that as it is. And then there's like Spinner and Magni, which they have to deal with, and Muscular, Spinner, and Magni. Well, the whole thing that happens with Muscular, like getting the crap beat out of him, and the whole Nomu Doctor thing. But for Spinner and Magni, actually, Izuku basically does this thing where he one ups them like completely because like they were planning on taking Bakugo, but the thing about that is demons are tricksters, and it's mad demons, so a crazy trickster. So Izuku's gonna have laid some stuff out just in case like an event like this were to almost happen. So whenever the villains try to nab Bakugo, basically Puppet Master, and then they all die. like all of the villains that are after Bakugo just automatic death. Like Puppet Master, boom, you're dead. And that's how Bakugo's gonna know that they actually were after him. And Bakugo's like, Izuku was right. Well, at least now I know where to find him. The trail. The trail is supposed to follow his signature. At least that's what he said it's called. So basically, he follows this ink trail, which basically maps out where Izuku is for him. And so basically, whenever it gets to Spinner and Magni, basically Izuku's like, well, there's two of them, two of us. Let's have some fun. And it's basically like only one of the ball points, but Bakugo has a bright idea of since it's only one, since you're only summoning one, I'll shoot my quirk through the ballpoint, and we can just like one hit KO them. And it's just like shoosh, like freaking. They call it like freaking like I know what to call it. I didn't have this name planned, but now like since I think one of the names of like the demons or a demon a name like associated with demons, like one of those names like associated with demons is Damien. Yes, and actually in the movie The Omen was the kid named Damien. I actually think he was named Damien, which actually makes this freaking awesome. What I'm about to do here, basically, basically, uh, the whole ballpoint thing. Izuku like only makes one of the little portals for the ballpoint to come through, and he only makes one. But they basically come up with the bright idea of Bakugo and Izuku to have like Bakugo shoot his quirk through the ballpoint, and basically they both shout, "Damien's fireworks!" And it's like, boom, and it's just like they get one shotted, both of them, and they're like, shoot, boom. It's like Damien's fireworks. Basically, like, they get, like, shot, like, it goes through freaking, first it goes through Spinner, and then it goes through Magni, but before they can even process, like, the amount of time it took for it to, like, move, before they can even process the speed in which it's moving, it, like, has already gone through the both of them and exploded. Like, boom! Like a freaking nuclear bomb just went off. So basically, they fused their quirks together, and yeah, they work pretty good in unison, in tandem with each other. And basically, now things are starting to get wrapped up, and Bakugo has not been like captured or anything by the villains. So yeah, and he's like, eh, it kind of was cool of you to do that thing so that I wouldn't get captured, Izuku. And Izuku's like, that's little brother Izuku to you. And he's just like, wait, what the? And Bakugo's just like, what's wrong? He's like, he knows that Izuku sensed something. It's just like a sixth sense for like Izuku. He can like sense stuff because of his quirk. He like senses like whenever like does like anything. It could be any random thing, but like if it's important to the situation, he'll be able to like sense it. And he's like, well, not too long ago, he basically met All for One, and so basically the whole thing with Coda and All for One. Now he's sensing All for One's like power, essence, energy again, but it's like really close. So it's like, so All for One has planned to show himself. And Bakugo's like, what? You're not actually gonna go up against that guy, are you? And Bakugo is like only All Might's quirk is like supposed to be powerful enough to go up against All for One. And Izuku is like, well, we're just going to have to test that then. And he starts getting like red eyes, and Bakugo's like, Izuku, just calm down, man. And Izuku is like, don't tell me to calm down if I don't feel like calming down, big brother. And Bakugo is like, oh crap, oh crap. How did his mother deal with these situations? It's like he had heard about like the stuff. Well, like Izuku would like talk with Bakugo every now and again about how like he had like these like moments, like how we like, talk about in like part one, like these little like incidents like that would happen. And Bakugo was like, how would his mother have dealt with it? And it's like all of a sudden, just boom, like bust out the freaking school bus, and it's like, whoosh. And Bakugo's like, wait, Izuku, wait! No, wait! And Izuku's just like, no more waiting. And Izuku's just like right in front of All for One, and All for One is like, ah, so I see you've led Bakugo straight towards me. And Bakugo's like, wait, Izuku, wait, man, wait, Izuku, wait for me. And Izuku's like, why did you follow me? And All for One is like, ah, yes, this is perfect. Shigaraki, I know you'll be able to deal with him. And Shigaraki's like about to pounce on Bakugo. Like Bakugo's like exhausted. And like All for One's about to go for Izuku, and Izuku's just like, well, not to bring up bad memories though. Not to bring up bad memories, big brother, but Puppet Master. And just Puppet Master and smacks away Shigaraki. Like so much force that it blows through the ceiling. Like, boom! Like a punching a hole through the stratosphere, but just punching a hole through the freaking ceiling. Just sends Shigaraki flying. And he's just like, now, you, me, end this. Now. And All for One is just like, well then, your power will be mine. And he's just like, Izuku's just like, well, my friend, sorry to break it to you. Sorry, not sorry to break it to you. But we demons don't play that way. And freaking All for One is just like, what is this? This isn't a quirk. What is this? And Izuku's just like, this is beyond a quirk. This is my power. This is our power. And he's just like, brother, Bakugo, big brother. And Bakugo's like, huh? Wait, I feel back to normal now. What the heck just happened? Watch me destroy this fool. Yeah! And just like, All for One is just like, ah, what is this? This is why it had to be destroyed. This is why the mad demon Quirk can no longer. And basically, Izuku is just like, this is why the mad demon Quirk could no longer persist. Or at least that's what that fool believed. This is the power of a demon reborn. Izuku Midoria, the reincarnation of a certain specific demon. I will not say who. That will be revealed in due time. Just know this, Midoria. You are the reincarnation of a demon whose power is set worthy of such a quirk as Mad Demon. However, this fool, he is not worthy. He is a shit stain on the very fabric of the same universe, the same earth in which we breathe the same air. And I can no longer allow that. So, be gone! And All for One just like gets deteriorated out of existence. Well, then. Now that he's done with, you can have your little brother back. And Izuku just like, it's just like, it's like freaking, like, Bakugo was like, uh, little bro, are you alright? This is normally what happens afterwards. Yeah, I'm sorry I didn't tell you. It wants to find it. The demon. In which I am reincarnation. And Bakugo was like, well, do you know its name? Yes. But I uh, The name of the demon, Kuzui. And basically, and basically, like, Bakugo's like, Kuzui? That's, that's the, your, the syllables for your name backwards. Yeah, I know, but it's the truth. Kuzui is the name of the demon. But it's long forgotten by time and space. So, the Quirk will just have to settle for me. It finds it hard to accept that, so I'm sorry if I become hard to deal with. It's just that specific demon dealing with the problem in its own ways. Kuzui, I may not have known it, but whatever it was, whatever kind of demon, I'm not sure I do want to know. And Bakugo was just like, oh, well, I'm sure everything will be fine. After all, you said it's long forgotten by time and space. So, like, just after everything is ironed out with you and, your Quirk, everything should be good. And Izuku was like, yeah, everything should be good. Should be good. And then it's like a time skip, and it's just Bakugo and Izuku, and they're just chilling out on the freaking porch or roof or whatever outside. They're just chilling out, and Izuku is just like Bakugo, and Bakugo's just like Izuku. Ugh, it's happening again. And Bakugo by this time now is used to it, or more used to it than usual, like before. So basically, he's able to get Izuku to somewhere to where like he can like calm down, because basically they were like doing training, and like it got to where it was like kind of stressful on Izuku's body and mind, so he was kind of like stressing out. And so basically, Bakugo's like, oh, fine. Basically, Bakugo by now is like, I'm tired of this. Izuku has to find some way in order to fix this, or I'll have to find a way for him. That's it, we're going to a doctor. And Izuku was just like, what? No! Bakugo, I'm fine! And Bakugo's just like, little brother, I don't want to hear it. I'm worried about you. Okay? Just tomorrow. We'll head out tomorrow. And it's like the next day, and like Izuku is just so freaking worried and like scared. Like he's just like he doesn't know what's going to happen. And basically, whenever they're at the doctor's visit, and like the doctor is like, hmm, this does seem hmm strange, different. Hmm. Yes. It seems that it strictly has to do with stress levels. Basically, Bakugo is like, stress? So, like, something to calm down his nerves? And the doctor's like, yes, you would need something like that. However, with the way things have been with the pandemic, keeping the UA students to themselves mostly, and Bakugo's like, oh, don't remind me about the damn pandemic. And Izuku's just like, yeah, me too, freaking pandemic. And he's just like, my head. And Bakugo's like, fine, we don't have to think about the pandemic. Please just calm down, Izuku. Don't hurt yourself. And the doctor's like, yes, from the results I see, yes, they are legalized if prescribed. And Bakugo's like, what do you mean legalized if... Wait, you're not actually... And the doctor's like, I know this would seem to the contrary, but it would help him with his nerves. And these kind are different than the regular. They're strictly prescribed and nothing else. You would have to get something that would show that this was an order. So it's not like the regular stuff, if you know what I mean. Gyatsuki. Bakugo. And Bakugo's like, oh, thank goodness. I don't exactly know what you would call them then. Well, medicinal cigarettes. That's basically the layman's term. And Bakugo's like, medicinal cigarettes? And guys, I don't know if cigarette starts with a C or an S, so, I'm just going to take a wild guess and say it starts with a C, so... MC. They will be labeled as MC. See right here on the paper, on the referral. Oh, yes. MC. There's that many in a pack? A single pack has that many. Judging on how stressed out he is right now, how many do you think he would need? And the doctor's like, that I am not exactly sure of. It would be up to him and his own mind to see to that. And Bakugo's just like, ah, damn it. Well, it seems, Izuku, come with me. And then they just make it to the pharmacy, and they're just like, it's labeled under MC. You guys should know what those are, right? And then the lady's just like, MC. Oh, yes, some MC prescribed for, Midoria? Izuku Midoria? Hyatsuki? Why Hyatsuki? And basically, Bakugo's like face palming, like, you should know by now why. It's like, the name was changed, like, after the funeral of the mother. The name was changed. They got to the business of doing that after the funeral. And the lady just like, well, I'm very slow on certain things. News around here, because of the certain pandemic, has been quite iffy. And Bakugo's just like, again with the damn pandemic. And so basically Bakugo's like, well, and she's just like, they should be over there. And it's just like, shoo, like little tube things, like where it pops out at the bottom, like, shoo, like the drive-in pharmacies. You guys should know what I'm talking about. Like when it, like drive-in pharmacies, you hand them the money and then the little tube, like the shoo. I don't know what that's called, but that happens with Bakugo, and Bakugo's like, So this is the stuff. Well, I knew this ladder would come in handy one day. Izuku, how are you doing? And Izuku was like, well, considering how many times the freaking pandemic was just now mentioned, just to be safe. And Bakugo was like, seeing as we're not in a building, I don't think we'll get hackled by anybody. And he just, like, takes the lighter out of his pocket, and he's like, well, there we go. And Izuku just grabs it and is like, actually, I do feel better. And Bakugo's just like, thank God. And basically, Bakugo and Izuku, they're just dealing with their own thing. Izuku basically has now just been prescribed like medicinal freaking cigarettes for his own like freaking like mental issues that are like dealing with like his quirk and everything else that has to do with everything and the whole demon thing. And basically, so yeah, that's that. I don't know if I'm ending the what if here, but well, if any future material comes to me, I'll let you guys know. Oh my god, 37 freaking minutes! I was not paying at all attention to anything to do with the time. Damn. Anyways, the Dark Shadow Mavericks out. Adasses.